I've had a project file saved. So these are project files. They will automatically save whatever you left open and anything inside of it. So like if you move your camera around, but we can make a new one to clear it. And we want to make a new level. So we click open new, file new, and then you select the game. So we're doing BfBB on GameCube. And then you can click add default assets. And now this will have the bare minimum required for a level to be playable. And we want to add our model. So we'll click add model, and you have to click these arrows to bring it all the way up to the top. And then we'll add texture and have that at top. So texture has to be at the top so that the models can load the textures, and then anything below that will use that model. So we want to have our model. We click import models. You can click generate simp if you want it to ledge grab, and that'll automatically make it for you. And we have our test model. We import that. And then also we need our textures too to see it. So you import textures. You need to have this RW3. If you have transparency, you can click that. But you select all of your textures. Click OK. And if it looks fine, then it's fine. If not, if you get something like this where it's kind of invisible, you can just click tools, not tools, display no calling, and it'll show you all of it. There's a way to actually fix this in Blender. All right, it's just a quick update to that tutorial. So we have this issue where half of the level is like not visible, and we can only see it when we disable calling. So we can actually fix this. So we have our model. You can click on this arrow here, and you click on face orientation, and we have red and blue. So if we look at our model here, this purple wall is visible, which is this blue, but not the inside. So we need to actually flip this around. So select everything, mesh, normals, flip. Now it's red with blue on the inside, which is what we want. We want to do this the same this. And we can do Alt N to select it faster. And then finally that. So now when we export the model, I'll just have it here. Go over to the hop, go over here, flip the UVs, import. We named it untitled. And now, while it's still not visible on the outside because our wall is too thin, if we actually give this depth, like I give this some depth, I can now have the outside also be blue. But because it's the same face on the inside and outside, it will only show up on one side. So as soon as you give this any sort of depth at all, even if it's a teeny tiny amount, now they can be two separate faces. This is using extrude, which isn't really the best option, but yeah, there you go. But yeah, whenever you get that fixed, you can, it won't show up weird in the editor, but it's fine if it does. Like, I don't think that'll affect in the game itself. So we have those. If this shows up a little weird, you might have to flip UVs whenever you import the model. So if I flip UVs, it might show up just a little bit weird. Here it's fine, but on a little bit more complex stuff, it won't be fine. So yeah, once you have that, you just save it. And because we have a new file, you're gonna have to save it somewhere. So you can make your own folder. If you don't want to, you can select one of these. So if I do Goo Lagoon, I can do Goo Lagoon 07 .hop, and then we can start loading into this. So yeah, once that's saved, we can go over to files, change the warp to go to Goo Lagoon. GO07. Save that. Load up Dolphin. And it should load into your level. If it does not, I think I know the issue behind this. So we only have one file for this. We just have a hop. And if you notice here, it has a hop and a hip. So we need a hip file. So we can click New, New, BfBB, GameCube. We don't need the default assets. And then save this as GO07.hip. And I'll add a default layer just so the game doesn't break. And now we can try this again. And there you go, now it loads. Because we selected Goo Lagoon 7, it'll play Goo Lagoon music. And here's your level. There's a little bit of a clipping issue there, but that could be easily fixed. And as you notice, there's no skybox, so we had to add in a skybox. So I'll just copy one from one of these Goo Lagoon levels. So we'll click on the hop. And we'll go to models. We can type in S to look for sky. Skydome flowers. We're looking for the regular one, Skydome. And we go back to our other one. Go to the hop. Go to model layer. Has to be in models. And there's that. And we can check which texture this uses. HP Sky, so we go up to the textures. If you don't want to click through a bunch of different layers, you can click Organize, and it'll add all of these into one spot, so you don't have to search through everything. And we also need an actual skybox itself. We have the model, but we aren't able to use just a model. We need something to show the model, so we will go into this, go to Plat, and then we go to Skydome Mech, and we copy that. And we will paste that into hip so that it's easier to keep track of. We paste that here, and we can copy and paste our little level model over here. And we can remove it from this. And when we save that, save this. If you want it to show up, you can refresh. Move it down a little bit because it's very high up. Whenever we get it how you want it, we will save it. And then we will go in game again. And there you go. Now you got your first little level. So you have a skybox so it doesn't look weird. We have all of this. We turned on ledge grab, so SpongeBob should ledge grab. I'm pretty sure. It might not work because this is just an insanely thin wall. But otherwise, he should ledge grab it in places. Yeah, that's your very basics to making a level. And now we're going to start adding stuff to this level. So, yeah.